Hey, it's time to start thinking about hitting the ice, and outdoors at that. The Charlotte Checkers and the Charlotte Knights have just announced the Checkers will host an outdoor hockey game at Truist Field in Uptown Charlotte. The game will be an American Hockey League regular season game. It'll be played January 13th of next year. That's a Saturday. The Checkers will play the Rochester Americans in what's being called the Queen City Winter Classic. This will be the first professional outdoor hockey game in the city of Charlotte, as well as the first outdoor game for the Checkers. How about that? Again, that's in January of next year.